Hi folks, you're with Tacitus today, your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this audio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about the ideological fanatics that are all around our education system, trying to force, say in the case of junior schools, trying to force LGBTQ propaganda on the young kids. Now we're talking kids like 5 years old and so on. Now, what's interesting here is that nothing will put them off. Nothing will stop them. Nothing will deter them. That they have a mission to indoctrinate young children with LGBTQ propaganda, and they are determined to do it. Nothing will stop them. They are fanatical in this pursuit, and they believe they have an absolute right to do it. The idea that somebody doesn't want it, or parents object, or a judge gives an injunction, or there's a judge says, no, you can't do that. They don't care. They do not, nothing will stop them. No law, no judgment from a court, no parental complaints, nothing will stop them. And they have no compunction at all about bypassing any law, engaging in any level of deceit, any treachery, anything at all, any lie. It doesn't matter. Nothing will put them off. I'm sort of intrigued by this because let's suppose as a normal person, you say you're going to teach or have a small course or have a talk or something at a school about, say, I don't know, money management or careers after senior high school or anything. Then. If the parents objected or you got an injunction from a judge or a judgment from a court or something, you go, okay, all right, then what if you don't want it or it's not wanted or not needed, or I'm prevented from doing so by law, or I'll go off and do something else. Or that's how a normal person would respond to this. But these people are not normal. They're twisted fanatics. And anyone that tries to oppose them, question or stop them, they are the not the people pushing the propaganda. They're the good people. Anyone opposing or questioning it is a Nazi, if not Hitler. And it's an astonishing mindset to have, but not sort of untypical of a ideological fanatic. That's kind of how these people behave. And short of putting them in prison, I don't know they can be stopped. But anyway, let's have a look. So this is LGBTQ groups trying to put LGBT propaganda into junior schools. So they start to do it, but the parents find out, and so then the school, the parents come to heavy the school board and say, look, you've got to, if these sort of things are going to be taught, then you have to tell us, and we have the option, or must have the option, to children to opt out of this. So now the school tried to do it deceptively first and sort of not tell the parents, but the parents heard about it, and so the school board had to sort of, okay, all right, then we've been caught, so we'll give you the option to opt out. Now. When the parents had the option, and the courses were declared that it's going to teach, gay, lesbian, this and so on, the parents pulled their kids out of school, out of the class. And so, but this was unacceptable to the LGBTQ fanatical propagandists. Parents must not be allowed. We must have those little young minds to impregnate with propaganda. And that's how it's going to be. It's going to be that way. And those fucking parents, all of whom are Nazis, all of whom are Hitler, by the way, we just had to ignore them. They've got no right to stop us. We're fanatical activists, and we have the power of evil on our side. So we're allowed to do whatever we want. Fuck those parents. And this is very much the attitude they take. Now, the school administration is in league with them, or at least very sympathetic to them. The local government and the teachers' unions and the various NGOs in the area, they're all sort of on board, really feeding out of the same ideological trough. And so they just simply renamed the course. So they go, okay, well, we can't get the parents to accept it, so we'll just give it another name. We'll give it how to make friends or something. They just give us some innocuous sounding name. But again, the parents find out. And by this time, the parents are getting pretty pissed off. Hey, we told you didn't want this. So you give it a different name, and you lying fucks, you try and do it behind our back by giving it a different name. Leave our children alone. If you want to teach them radical propaganda, then you need our permission, or wait till they're 18, and then you can teach them as much propaganda as you want. So anyway, then they get stopped again. So now they try a third time. They change the course into something else, and they use a different NGO with a different name, so they can hide really that they're the ones in control. They're pretending it's something else. So again, deception, lies, treachery, trickery. They're using all of that. So then the parents get get particularly annoyed and take the matter to court. So the judge says, no, you can't do that. If you want to, if you want to push this propaganda, then you have to be quite clear about it. The parents have to be told. Just taking a sip of water there. So they go, okay, but are they deterred? Not a chance. So then they conspire with the school to again rename this propaganda they're pushing, and then to put it into another course. So there's a compulsory course, say that's called ethics, and it's a 1 hour or two. I think it's 2 lessons a week, and it's called ethics, and it's a 1 hour or two. I think it's 2 lessons a week, and it's called ethics. So then they conspire with the school and the teachers' unions to then rename the propaganda, that, again, giving it yet another name, and then inserting it into a lesson that the parents can't opt out of. So the parents can't say, no, I don't want my kids doing that. But also the school is not obligated to say what will be taught in these lessons or what propaganda will be pushed. So now these people can act in complete secrecy. The parents don't know, and even if the parents do know, then the school can argue, well, this is not an optional course. This is a compulsory lesson, and we get to decide what's in the lesson. So then the parents have to go through yet another process to try and stop it, and go to yet another court and so on. Now, the resources that these fanatical propaganda, the resources they have are infinite. They have the entire globalist machine funding them. They have people on the payroll, reasonably well paid, that are full-time working on this and doing nothing but this, nothing other than climbing into the heads of 5-year-old children and filling them with the most outrageous and vile propaganda. And there is a massive propaganda machine to do this, and it's very, very well funded. Now, the government, the federal government and state governments are also on board with this. They could declare these, because these NGOs that are pushing this are all have tax exempt charity status. They're listed as charities. They're not fucking charities. There's nothing charitable about what they're doing. They're propaganda pushers and hysterical, fanatical propaganda pushers, and their doctrinaire people believe that nothing should stop them. That is their job. That is their mission. They're going to do it one way or another. If you stop them this way, then they'll go that way. If you stop them through the courts, then they'll go around the back door, and so on and so forth. And they don't think they're doing anything wrong. They think the parents that object to it, or the judges that didn't give them a favourable judgment, they're the bad people. We're the good people. The lies and the evil that we push, that's goodness. I mean, so they've inverted the morality of the world, going about what they do. Very huge overrepresentation of Jewish female activists in this area too. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but 2 out of every 3 people involved in this is a Jewish female activist. Lesbians very heavily overrepresented. So anyway, this is the thing. Now I noticed this in other areas where I went to a talk some time ago where there was some international labor relations guy, like from the United Nations, and his attitude was, look, mass migration is happening, nothing you can do about it, nothing will stop it. That's how it's going to be. That's how it is. I don't like it too bad. You can have as many court cases as you want. You can lobby politicians as much as you want. Nothing will stop this. And if you manage to block us in one way, we'll just use another path to get around it. And I was like, whoa, what a fucking attitude. But I didn't believe when I first heard this. This was like 20 years ago. I didn't believe that that would be possible. You just ignore court orders, you ignore judges, you ignore laws. I mean, you can't do that. Well, yes, they can, and yes, they do. And this is just another manifestation of that, where these people can push their propaganda, and they're determined that nothing will stop them. A judge made an order. Who cares? The law forbids it. Don't care. And parents don't like it. Too fucking bad. And they just keep on and on going. And there needs to be, I believe, some real look at this and say, hey, no, you people can't just ignore the law. You can't just use deceit and renaming and misnaming and so on to get your propaganda in there. If you want to do your propaganda, that's fine, by the way. Declare it fully, declare the course absolutely, what you're going to teach, what you're going to say, put the whole thing out there, and then parents can decide, or parents can take you to court. But that's how it has to be. You can't say this is our right to do it, and we'll tell any lie and bypass any law if it suits us. That's not on. You're being a Tacitus today, your pushback channel. Thank you for listening.